Hey everybody. Man, I just finished having my dinner. Yeah, I had it on the road and it was good. Um, but in keeping with Mental Health Awareness Month, as it is May, I'm continuing with these informational vlogs, trusting that my experience that I'm sharing and the experience that others have shared and would have shared with me, that I pass that information on to you, the viewer, and that you're able to use it to inspire you or to help you live a better life. So, in keeping with Mental Health Month, I think the previous blogs have covered a lot of information. And this afternoon, I'm just going to really focus on keeping your environment, keeping your space, keeping your energy, keeping everything around you positive, because that greatly impacts our mental well-being. Sometimes, we take it for granted, and I think that years ago I may have been guilty of that as well, taking for granted the actual impact that influences or certain influences can have to our mental state. We get so accustomed to negative energy, I think, and to all of the negative things that happen around us. And the fact that whenever something negative happens, do you notice that it's always so much more amplified than something that's positive? And so I think that we forget the impact that it can be having. And in order to maintain a mentally healthy state, it is really important that we watch what we feed ourselves. I think of the saying, junk in, junk out. And I'm not just speaking physically, even though that may apply physically as well, but I'm speaking about everything that you put into your brain, everything that you put into your mind. We're talking about stuff like things that you watch, right? For example, filling yourself up with negative content, video content, has to have some type of impact on you. We've heard it before, saying that we're products of our environment. And even though it may sound a bit cliche, it's actually true. We are products of our environment, and what we surround ourselves with, what we allow to enter our thoughts, our minds, our hearts, our bodies, all of that is going to impact the way we think, the way we feel, the way we live, the way we go about our daily lives, right? So, what you watch, what are you watching? I know for me personally, I just love crime dramas, right? And that is something that I had to intentionally really, really pull back on and make an effort to ensure that whenever I am watching TV, that I ensure that I'm feeding a lot of positive into my soul. That I'm watching, not only am I watching crime dramas or, something of that effect, sometimes I'm watching a comedy, something that's going to make me laugh, something that's going to release those endorphins. Not always negative. Even for me personally, these are the steps that I have done personally. The news is very, very, very limited as far as my watching it is concerned, because 90% of what you see on the news is going to be negative. That's just the way it just seems to work. So I am very intentional excuse me, I'm very intentional about not filling myself up with the news. There's no way, like first thing in the morning, I'm gonna say, oh, let me just watch the news. Or if I do it, maybe for something specific, like I may want to see what the weather's like, or there may be a story that's trending and that I want to see what's happening in the society. I'm not saying to be totally oblivious. I'm just saying that we have to be careful the influences that we allow to infiltrate our minds. And the news can be one of those that can adversely affect us. Simply, like I said, because most times there's bad stuff. And I read something, and I just cannot believe the statistics. But, they said it takes 16 positive thoughts to get a negative thought out of your mind. I just can't believe that. And I don't understand why I'd have to take 16 positive thoughts to get a negative thought out. Like, why couldn't it be 16 negative thoughts to get one positive thought out? But it doesn't work that way. So when we feed ourselves negativity, it is going to have an impact on our life. So that's just one aspect of what you expose yourself to as it relates to what you watch. Music, what do you listen to? You know, if you're a believer, are you listening to songs that are uplifting you? Are you able to listen to worship songs, things that remind you of God's goodness? What are you listening to? Are you listening to songs that make you happy? Like, I'm a music lover, and music is really therapeutic, guys, when it comes to trying to keep you at a, on a mentally balanced plane. Music really does help. It really does feed the soul. And so again, what are you listening to? Like I said, I'm a music lover, so I love all types of music. I love my gospel, I love my worship, I love my soft rock, I love my reggae, I love my old school reggae, I love my pop. I love different music for different occasions, depending on how I'm feeling. When I'm working out, I want my music that pumps me up, or sometimes I just feel like having a little throwback. What today is a throwback Wednesday, or whatever you want to call it, and just listen to like some of the good old jams from days gone by. Before I came on this live, I was listening to Purple Rain by Prince. Prince was just like one of those epic artists, right? I'm also a real Michael Jackson fan, because I just think this dude just produced like so much inspirational, clean music. So the music that you listen to, I look at some of the music that is playing today and what our kids listen to, and I'm like, wow. Is it a no-brainer that this generation is more violent, that crimes are increasing, that conflict resolution doesn't seem to be in existence anymore? Is that any wonder? Do we listen to these songs with all of the negativity, and they'll shoot up a nigga, and they'll this, and they'll F this, and the hoe, the F and hoe, and the BIT? I'm like, what is in this stuff? But music feeds the soul. So again, what are you listening to? What lyrics is your brain having imprinted on its gray matter? What are you listening to? Again, this is gonna help you with your mental well-being. Sometimes, a song just can really lift your spirits. You may be having a rough day, and you may just listen to a song that just really takes you back and just really, really helps to get those endorphins and get those feel-good hormones going. And all of a sudden you realize, what? I'm okay. I'm not feeling as down as I was before, right? So that's music. And then we go into the type of people that you surround yourself with. Who are you surrounding yourself with? That is like so vital to your mental well-being. There's the people that are gonna drag you down and drag you down and drag you down. And I swear, when you're finished with a conversation with them, you just feel like, I'm tired, because they're mentally draining. Be it because they're negative, or life is never good, or they never have a positive word to say, or everything is bad, or they always look for the bad in the situation, and just totally discouraging, or just never have anything good to say. Watch yourself, people. Be cognizant of that. That type of energy, what is that going to do for your mental well-being? The only thing that can do is drag you down with them. So, you want to keep your mind positive. I think of Philippians, and the Bible cautions us, think on things that are good, that are just, that are pure. If anything is good, think on these things. They were the advice that Paul gave us, because when you think positive, then you become positive. In life, it is so much about perspective and how we view things. Not even quote unquote the reality of a situation, but how do we really view that situation is the question. So, be careful who you surround yourself with. I tell you not a word a lie. When I really was going through that dark period in my life, I had to limit the amount of communication I had with certain individuals in my life because I just could not I could not allow that type of negative influence to infiltrate my mind in any way, because my thoughts had to really be positive. They had to be hopeful. They had to be faith-based. They had to be encouraging, uplifting. So, surround yourself with people who make you feel good, with people who are positive, with people who always, they're always looking for the good in a situation. They're always encouraging you to be a better you, not always trying to bring you down. So it's really important, even, that you surround yourself with positive people. So I just wanted to, I'm gonna wrap up now, but I just wanted to say, those are just 3 aspects of just remembering that whatever we put into our body, into our minds, into our souls, whatever we put into that, that's what we're gonna get out. So we can't continue to be in a negative and then a negative environment. Where are you going? What are you doing? Are you going to places that are literally depressing? Are you going to, a place like right now I'm at a park, and it's nice, and it makes me feel good because I'm surrounded by people with positive energy. I'm outside, I'm breathing fresh air. So this is a positive thing that I'm surrounding myself with. So that is gonna contribute, and we don't realize it sometimes, but it's all these little things that builds up to either causing us to have really poor mental health, or to really keep ourselves in a healthy mental state. And a lot of this stuff I had to learn the hard way, because I think we take these things for granted. Oh, I can be around that person, I know how to handle that. Oh, I can watch the news, it doesn't do anything to me. Oh, I can, listening to the music doesn't make a difference. Yeah, you tell yourself these things, but it's so not true, because whatever you suck up, whatever you allow to influence you in whatever way, that is what is going to contribute to your well-being. That is what is going to feed your soul. So surround, and that you gotta, that's why it's so important, even like as a believer, you gotta read your Bible. You gotta be amidst other believers. You gotta you gotta listen to the word, so that you can keep that positive reinforcement. And this is a journey, people. This is not a destination. You don't just do this for a period of time, but this is something that you have to do constantly in your life to give you the quality of life that you endeavor to have. And for me right now, I am very protective of my mental well-being, and I'm very protective of my space, and not allowing too much negative energy to even get into my space. And sometimes, you may have to say the word no, or you may have to actually do something that a family member or a friend doesn't like. But at the end, you need to do what you have to do to protect your mental health. So people, remember, junk in, junk out. You want to live a life of fulfillment? You want to be in a mentally healthy state? Be aware of your mental health and be intentional about what you suck up, what you allow yourself to be exposed to. And that is all I'm going to say on that matter. Tonight, I'm going to end this vlog, and I hope again that this inspired someone. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this vlog, like, subscribe, share. Help me build this, people. Help me build this platform. My passion is for you. My passion is for all of us to live a life of fulfillment. To not just exist, people, but to live and to enjoy the life that God came for us to have. So, love and light, people. Love and light. Blessings. Have a beautiful Wednesday. This is Krishna. Until next time.